Hello again adventurers, welcome to the long awaiting video, the most epic hike in Norway, the Trolltunga rock. So this is our first day of hiking, let's get started! To get to the beginning of the hike, you have to drive through this small narrow road after village Skjegedal, which might be really tricky in the summertime when there is more cars here. You even have to drive backwards until the road gets bigger, so it's quite tricky here. Alright, so it's 11 o'clock and 20 minutes and we just arrived at this parking near the Vetlavatnet lake where they built this dam. So in the summer you can keep going further with this road up to the parking number 3, which is a bit more expensive. Also have to book your place in advance because it has limited amount of space. So now we have to find the beginning of the hike that I see on our maps, but I saw on YouTube that some people even went up with these steep stairs, which is I think used as a via ferrata. And after we get to the steep part, the hike should follow on the right on the ridgeline. So the parking fee is quite expensive here. You have to pay 50 euros for one day, but we had to pay 70 because we plan to camp there. Hopefully it's gonna be worth it and we're gonna get an amazing view like this. Here you can read some information about the hike. So it's 11 kilometers one way and it should take 8 to 12 hours altogether. And from October 1st to May 31st, you should only hike with a guide. But we are responsible for ourselves and we're hiking in these conditions before, even with the snow. The P3 road that you can get up, but it's closed now. So we're just gonna find the beginning of the trail. Look how many cars are already here. Crazy. And this is like the off season, nobody hikes now. Here we got to the beginning of the hike. We see on the Maps.me application, but we haven't really seen any signs leading to it from the parking spot, so they probably removed them during the off season. Now it should go really steep for 1 kilometer. There should be some stairs made by Sherpas. Total distance until the Trolltunga should take about 5 to 6 hours. So let's go! As you can see, the path is very steep and slippery over here. Here we already see some people, some Chinese tourists going up with a guide. We already see some people here during October and bad weather. Imagine how many people are here during a nice summer day. Now it started raining a little bit, so I had to cover myself and the backpack with this waterproof jacket. So it's 12:17 and we just got to this 1 kilometer mark. Took us 47 minutes from the beginning to get here. That's how steep it was. And I think the sun is coming out as well, which is great. So we're gonna get some good weather hopefully. For the next kilometer or so, the path should be more flat and then it's gonna start going steep again. Now we even got some sunshine, which is great, so you see how quickly the weather can change in Norway from rain to sun. Just a few minutes. That's why you always have to carry the rain jacket even though the weather forecast is nice. And over here you can see the road that's going to the P3 parking, but it's only open during the main season, June until September I think, and I think it costs 60 euros, so only 10 more euros than down there. You have to book your place in advance because they have limited space there. I think it's worth it. It would save you at least 1 hour there and 1 hour back of hiking. Okay, now we got up to these houses here, and I think the road is just over there. And we are 1.3 kilometers in. Took us 1 hour here, and good we have some sunshine. So we still have a long way to go, almost 10 kilometers. I think the path should go up there through that saddle, but I see some snow over there, so hopefully it won't be too hard to pass through that. So this way is the parking to Skjegedal, where so you would save at least an hour. So up and down that's 2 hours, so it's definitely worth it.
Check it.
And over here you can see quite many houses on this flat area, probably used in the summer to accommodate tourists who want to skip that steep part and get to Trolltunga early in the morning to avoid the big crowds. So this section from parking is pretty flat and not much elevation, and nice bedrocks, and no camping here. We have 9 kilometers to go. And here you can see how the weather quickly changed. It was sunny just a few minutes ago and now it's completely cloudy. So hopefully it's not gonna start raining again. So it's crazy, there's houses everywhere, even electric lines here, all the way till here, maybe even more. So I'm not sure why they closed this road then. It's crazy. So now it's around 2.5 kilometers in and we just crossed this bridge over there, and now the path should be start going more steeper up until that saddle over there. So we have 8 more kilometers to go, and this part is pretty steep. I would say as steep as the first part, so to hurry up a little bit. Sunshine and more up. It looks good. That's the snow line, which is maybe another 200 meters. Sea houses are all the way there. How crazy is that? I think it is all business. And here we are meeting some trail runners who are not having any big backpacks. So I think if they're running, they have a chance to make it to Trolltunga and back before darkness. +1 and we want to have lunch at 6th kilometer, so it means we need to do at least 2 more. I think we still didn't cross the 4th kilometer mark, so we have quite a long way to go. We are passing through this big rocky plateau, which I think is a result of a glacier being here not so long ago. But in freezing weather you have to be very careful here because these rocks could be icy and very slippery. We got a first snow already, and we can feel it's getting colder. I'm thinking already to put the gloves on, or we're just gonna push a little bit more until it flattens out and then put some clothes on. The 7th kilometer, and then you have to turn around if it's already 1 o'clock here. So fortunately we're gonna camp, but even though we're gonna camp, still 7 kilometers, we did only 4 in about more than 2 hours. So but now we still have another 4 hours before darkness, so we should definitely be able to make it there. So the snow for now is not too bad and the path is perfectly walkable. So I guess we're gonna push those 2 more kilometers and there should be some cottage. So we're gonna hide there and have a lunch there. And over here we can see some other hiking sign to a place called Tisevasbu. I'm not sure where it is, but I see on the map there are some other long distance hiking paths around here. Alright, so here we got up to the saddle where we have this frozen lake on the left side. We're also getting a view of the other side where should be the Trolltunga rock, but I think we can only see the Preikestolen, which is the big rock you can see on the right. So till now the path was pretty good, but here it starts around 4.5 kilometer mark. It's just really wet and muddy, and we don't see any markings because it's snow everywhere. And I guess it goes like this something. So after we cross through the lake, the parts start to go down, and I think we're gonna see the whole valley soon. And I think Trolltunga should be somewhere there in the distance. Kilometer, so we have 6 more kilometers, and we are at the 5th kilometer now. So 1 more kilometer and we should have lunch. But now it's mostly downhill, so it's a bit faster, but it's also colder. I had to put on the gloves, but still just no rain, little bit rain, and views are pretty good as well. Here in the distance, I think we can already see the survival cottage where we plan to have lunch. So from Trolltunga you can actually do a loop and go around on the other side of the canyon through those mountains that you can see on the other side. See, there is a lot of snow there, so I think we're gonna leave this adventure for the summertime. And now when we zoom in, we see there are actually 2 cottages over here, and I think the one on the left is a private one, so we're gonna go to the one on the right. I'm also feeling more water from this river, as I was reading online that there is not much water once you get closer to Trolltunga, but we've seen a lot of streams here, so I'm not sure how true is that. Okay, here we are at the sign, says survival cabin number 1, emergency use only. Now there's not many people hiking, so I think we can use it. Okay, it's 2:30 and we're just having lunch in this little hut. So there's even places to sleep, but it says emergency use only. And we have a 6th kilometer now, so we have 5 more to go. And hopefully it's gonna be mostly flat or not so much elevation. So I'm gonna quickly eat and head on. And over here we can see some electric poles and lines, so I'm not sure where this goes, but it's weird to see it so far out in the wilderness. So there's lots of flat areas like here, but everywhere where there's flat it's also really wet. So it'll be challenging to find a camp spot somewhere here. I'm not sure if we're gonna camp on the big rock or on the grass, because I guess the grass is more wet, but rock is more uneven, so we'll see. If we find a good big rock, then we're gonna sleep on the big rock. So I'm trying to zoom in with the camera to see if I can see the Trolltunga, but I don't see it yet, but we see this epic waterfall here. Now we're getting this epic view of more of the canyon and also the lake. And here's 4 kilometer mark, so we can make it probably in 2 hours or less, hopefully. Let's go. And now we're getting even better view of the Ringendalsvatnet Lake, which I think is used as a hydroelectric dam. Okay, only 3 kilometers to go. Now we have 300 meters to some rescue cabin. Here we got to the science survival cabin number 2, which is just about 100 meters over here. And here we met a group of about 20 people, so you see even in the off season there is quite a lot of people here. I imagine during the main season in the summer there are like 10 times more people here. Over here we see more of the electric power lines, so I think they're connecting to other parts of Norway from the electric dam at the beginning. These electric lines don't make you feel like you're in a true wilderness.
Broken heart.
And over here we are crossing through this valley. There is a bridge going through another river and the path continues more steep on the right.
Waking up at noon, wasting time is all I do. But now when I'm with you, so much time, nothing to do. I'm dropping you texts now. You said you want me when it starts. Being with you just feels right. You said we could meet it when it starts.
So I think at this point we have less than 2 kilometers till Trolltunga, so we're slowly looking for places to camp and also places where we can fill our water for cooking and drinking.
Waking up at noon, wasting time is all I do. But now when I'm with you, so much time, nothing to do. I'm dropping you texts now.
So the Trolltunga is one of the attractions which you can't see until you pretty much get there. And we still see these electric poles and lines, so I think they go much farther than Trolltunga, and I think they got them all here with the helicopters.
I'm dropping you texts now.
So as you can see, there is still snow all around here, but hopefully when we get more lower down there seems to be also much less snow.
Said we could meet it when it starts. Yeah, slow time.
Now the weather changed again for the better. We got even some sunshine, and here we got even to the area with less snow, which would be much better for camping. Right, and here we got to the sign marking the last kilometer. Let's do this. Right, and from here I think we can see the Trolltunga already over there in the distance, so it doesn't look anything spectacular from here. I think once we get there it'll be really epic. It's already 4:30 and we have only about 500 meters to go, and we're thinking whether to camp just here, which is a really good spot, or to go more, but we see that on the map there is not much water except of these little rainwater things, so I think we're just gonna go there and see if there is better camping spot, and if not, we're just gonna come back here and leave the tent, and tomorrow we'll hike all the way to Preikestolen and come back. So yeah, let's go.
I'm not in the mood, but you'll be here soon. Everything feels wrong.
Alright guys, this is it. Here we finally arrived to famous Trolltunga in just over 5 hours. We have this safety sign saying no drone flying within a radius of 150 meters from Trolltunga. You can't sit on the edge and dogs must be kept on the leash. But as you can see, there is nobody here, so I think we can fly a drone later on. Let's check out this amazing view everyone was bragging about online.
Never once, never once. Ooh, I thought it'd be me and you. Oh.
So from this view I can definitely see why people would want to come here. It looks really epic, especially if you sit on the edge over there. I would definitely not come here during the main season in the summer. I heard that there are queues over here for up to 3 hours. So for top attractions like this, it's always better to come to see it during the off season.
If I only knew what you put me through, I don't deserve this.
And over here you can see this big drop, probably a few hundred meters down, and this is the place where usually people take pictures from of people who are on Trolltunga. So you have to be extremely careful when taking pictures over here. And now I'm gonna try to go on Trolltunga itself. So it actually seems pretty safe if you walk through the middle and don't go too close to the edges here. And just before Trolltunga there is a little stream running through here. So it's not steep here, but you still have to be careful not to slip down. And there is another little Trolltunga just over here. And once I got on Trolltunga, I was actually surprised how wide it is. I thought it's much more narrow because people usually take pictures from the side over there and not from the front.
I guess it wasn't true.
And over here I'm getting to the edge of Trolltunga, so to be completely safe I'm just gonna lay down and record from the edge how it looks down here.
If I only knew what you put me through, I don't deserve this.
So if I was here in the summertime, there'll be already a big queue of people waiting for their turn to go on Trolltunga. I would feel pressure just to record very quickly and go back in like 1 minute. Now we saw there are only 2 more people camping here, so we have all the time that we want. Over here you can see the way where we came on the ridge line over here. And I think some guides also take professional pictures from somewhere over there. We're also gonna have time in the morning to take some more professional photos.
It's good asking me to stay. I'm weak under your grasp, and my heart it won't last. No, my heart won't last.
So now it's Sanya's turn to go on Trolltunga, and you can see how much space she has on the side. So it's not dangerous to walk through that at all. Just have to be more careful once you get to the edge, and I would not recommend anyone to stand too close to the edge or even sit down like some people do. If you want to look over the edge, I would only recommend to lay down on your belly, and that way you are completely safe.
I guess it wasn't true. If I only knew what you put me through, I don't deserve this. I guess there's never me in it. I started being me and you.
Right, since we have to set up the camp, we don't have time to take pictures of me as well. And we want to fly a drone as well. Tomorrow morning there will probably be more people here already. So I hope you're gonna enjoy this epic drone footage from Trolltunga. It should be impossible to record if there are more people here. So as you can see from this angle, the Trolltunga doesn't look as epic. It doesn't seem like we are standing on the rock in the air. So I'm gonna try to fly around and record from different angles and see which one is the best. And now recording from the left side seems a little bit better, but you still have this contrast of the rocks behind us, which is not as good as from the right side where you have a lake behind, which gives a really nice picture. And from this angle you can see how the rock is actually thinner on the left side and more thick and goes more down on the right side.
Down, yeah. I've been feeling so down, yeah. Can you tell me why? Can you tell me why I'm down, yeah. No friends of mine around, yeah. Now I'm thinking
So as you can see, no matter what angle I'm trying to get with the drone, it doesn't look as good as from the angle where you take pictures from.
you know I keep on running from the truth. Was that not? I'm just a lonely fucking you. Now when I drive around, don't feel it up. Why it's getting colder when the sun come out? Might just waste away, don't know what was present, hopeless, praying. Struck down at 20, plenty left to put behind you. You ain't peaked, never speaking, now they speaking about you, leave it alone. Hope you grinning while you watch your bros on some sofa sunny shit to brighten up a wounded soul. Honest, you the penny, pick it up like Chevy, New Age Machiavelli, disagree, don't tell me, now you in infinity, we 98, trust that he be good. On the ball like BB, don't make no mistakes, got the faith. The 18 just not gon' be the same. Finna bleed down generations, not gon' be in vain. Too young, why you gotta go, why you gotta go? I just wanna know now, true numb. Crying getting old, hope you free your soul, I might have caught the June blues, yeah, I wanna drown myself inside the juice, yeah, you know I keep on running from the truth. I'm just a lonely fucking you. Now when I drive around, don't feel it all. Why it's getting colder when the sun come out? Might just waste away, don't know what life about. Another day go by, don't know what got me down. Too young, why you gotta go, I just wanna know now, true numb. Crying getting old, hope you freed your soul, I might have caught the June blues, yeah, I wanna drown myself inside.
Alright guys, that's it for the drone. I hope you liked the footage, but I was a little bit disappointed that we didn't get any better angles. I thought it would look more epic. I think it's all about the contrast. I think if there is a lake in the background, it makes it more visible, like you're in the air, whereas if there are just rocks, it makes it not as epic. And also I don't understand how people could fall down from here. There's actually been one casualty, one girl from Australia who fell down and died from here. Probably too many people on Trolltunga at once and she just didn't pay attention where she was stepping. Maybe she was looking over the edge too much, who knows. So I would never recommend people to sit on the edge or do some other crazy things near the edge. Now we're just looking for a place to set up our tent, but it seems like there is a lot of nice flat ground around here. Okay, so we just set up the camp here on the edge of the cliff pretty much. So down here is pretty much cliffs. So at night you gotta be careful not to slip down there. And the Trolltunga is just over there. So now we're gonna cook dinner, so I'm gonna prepare this stove and we're gonna start cooking while Sanya prepares the mattresses there. Happy times. Okay, still cooking the rice. A bit warmer. Alright guys, now we just snuggled in our sleeping bags in our tent, eating the rice with a soup from the bag, so it's all lightweight. All you need is just to add water and cook it up. Tomorrow is another big adventure waiting for us. We're gonna visit Prekestolen Rock, which is another big rock formation, only 2 kilometers away from here. I hope you enjoyed today's adventure. Definitely stay for tomorrow's. And as always, stay healthy and stay adventurous.